far, we know. Welcome my teachers and my teachers' teachers to be present with us today for this healing of our own selves, that we may radiate out our inner beauty, confidence, and powerful nature that may be for the benefit of all beings. And so it is. Okay, good morning. So today we're going to learn a sequence. Today, that's the very first sequence I ever learned. Is called the Inner Radiance. And it's a complete comprehensive series. I think we may have done it once or twice, Mary, but anyway, you'll recognize a lot of the moves because I incorporate them into our usual classes, but this is the particular sequence. Anyway, I love the sequence because it's just kind of goes through our whole system and cleans it out and energizes. And by the end of it, we all just have this very glowing inner clarity, which I know that for myself is what I really am looking for right now. It's just that feeling of confidence and clarity. All right, so just starting with the spinal twist, just allow yourself to feel really loose. The arms are like rubber. You're just turning from side to side and then straightening through the spine, pulling like somebody's holding you from the crown of the head and rotating around just like a maypole, and gently opening the spine, breathing into the base of the spine, the sacrum, taking some long exhales through the mouth. Just feel yourself release that inner tension with the exhale, and then breathing in fresh chi, and then just let the morning so far go. And just coming into the present moment, feeling how the breath brings you right into this experience, this very particular energy of this moment. So we'll just do about 1 minute of the gentle spinal twist. And I invite you, if you want to try some of the variations, which includes shifting the weight from side to side, just opens the hips a bit more. You can also, if you have any issues with your knees, you can rotate to the side, opening the ankles as well. That just takes pressure off of the knees. And you can also play a little bit with keeping the head straight forward and then loosening the neck underneath you, or alternately moving the head along with the spine. So those different possibilities keep you going. And then, as Marlene is doing, sometimes you really want to get really swinging your arms and let the hands and arms hit more in the upper body. That would just stimulate some of those acupressure points, particularly the lung points up here. So yeah, just have fun with it. We'll do another 45 seconds and just focus on your own body, breathing in, tuning into yourself right now. How are you feeling? And then begin to just slow down like a clock that's just gradually coming to a halt. And coming into our first posture, which is Wuji. So we're going to have the feet parallel, slightly wider than the hips, rolling to the outside of the feet, pressing at the base of the big toes. Let the toes just relax and come forward. And then lifting in the arches, relaxing the ankles and the knees, dropping the tailbone like you have a heavy weight, pulling it down to flatten the low back. And then we're going to stretch up out of the sacrum and flattening the back of the neck by tucking the chin and lifting the tips of the ears. Then we're going to relax the sides of the neck, relax the arms, let them come slightly forward of the body, activating the tips of the fingers and thumbs to connect to the earth energy. Relax the belly, relax the chest. And then closing the eyes and mouth, open the nose and ears, and begin to breathe in and out through the nose. And gradually relaxing your whole body, feeling like you're just suspended from above, like you're a marionette and someone is just holding you up, and your muscles can really relax. That allows the chi to flow through much more easily. And essentially using the least amount of muscles that you need to do to just stay upright. And once you've come into the position, now you can relax the mind and drop yourself into the Wu Ji, which means the infinite space. So in this initial posture, we're dropping into that endless, timeless, placeless existence that is running through the whole universe. And we're connecting with that energy by dissolving the outside edges of our fields, then beginning to just dissolve your actual physical body, connecting with the oneness, and then really relaxing the heart, the throat, let the face relax, and just dissolve until all that's left is just that little bit of consciousness in the very middle of the head. And we'll breathe here, dissolving ourselves, connecting to the oneness for 1 minute. Now, from this expanded place of awareness, I invite you to do a scan through your body, starting at the feet, using that inner eye in the middle of the head to look through not only your physical body, but your energy bodies, your emotional body, your spiritual body, just coming up through the feet, taking note of any areas that you sense discomfort or anything that's going on. It could be some old injury or something that's emotionally present for you. And just taking note from the observer standpoint, not needing to interpret or analyze, just simply saying, okay, I feel that, I notice this, moving all the way up through the hips, coming to the lower belly, checking in with your digestion, coming up through the organs, all the way up through the shoulders and neck, down the arms into the hands, and finally all the way up through the 5 senses and the head, the brain, the mind, to the very top of the head. And now, having noticed everything you noticed, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. So it could be something that you want to release, since we are in the energy, the tail end of this waning moon. So anything you want to release, that would be appropriate, but it could be anything that you're working on in your life that you would like to have your practice help you with. So set the intention as a small phrase or an image in the middle of your head, then allow that to drop down through the center line into the heart. Feel the resonance with the heart, making the adjustments to your intention before you release it out into that infinite field, the field of all possibilities. Thoughts and intentions, they have a weight to them. So we're moving that weight out to create a response to come back to us through our practice. And then gently opening the eyes. We'll begin with 3, pulling down the heavens. So stretching tall and grabbing a column of silvery light to bring it through the crown of the head and washing down through the center of the body. This beautiful, clear, silvery light, pushing anything that you notice down through the soles of the feet to give to the earth. And then inhaling up. and cleansing, washing, inspiring. As you exhale down, one more time. Beautiful. Great. Okay, so we're going to begin with clearing the meridians. We're going to bend the knees, come up the inside of the legs, raking the fingers through the legs all the way through the lower dantian, and then exhale down and around the outside of the legs, gathering any stagnation into the palms, and then exhale and release. We'll do this a few times just to get the chi flowing in the proper direction and opening the meridians of the lower body, called the rivers of light. So imagining that your hands are gathering any little blockages in those long rivers of light, which run from the tips of the toes all the way up into the torso. We're just cleaning them out, like cleaning out little streams of energy, pulling that stagnation to the palms, releasing with the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, release. And we'll do 3 more times. Bending the knees as much as you like. One last time. And shaking the hands out, releasing any of that stuff that may have gathered into the palms. And then we're going to extend the same arm as leg, coming into a bow stance. So just a nice, easy, wide stance. You can easily bend the front knee and the back knee because we'll be shifting the weight. So then make your energy fingers of the active hand long, like Catwoman or something. And we're going to inhale up the back of the arm, underneath the arm, and then pull out at the wrist. So as we're raking through, we're gathering and we're vacuuming using the palm of the hands. The energy center, the Lao Gong, which is in the palms, acts like a way to cleanse and pull stagnation out of the body. And we're using the breath as we inhale up the back and exhale down and clear. Good morning. And we're using the weight shift also to just pump more chi through the body. Just helps to make this a full body chi experience. And 3 more times on this side. And then we come up the last time up the back of the arm and hands and feet to center. We're just going to turn to the other side and then clear this arm, inhaling up the back and exhaling, release. And just using the palm of your hand also to sense anything, like you may feel heat in certain joints or areas or cool. That's just beginning to develop the sensitivity of your own, allow going to what's going on in your body. So heat can be inflammation, it can be excess chi that's trapped. So you're pulling it out, you're saying with your intention, with the breath and the motion, you're just, I'm moving this, anything in here that's blocking my chi from flowing out of the body. And 3 more times on this side. And then last time, coming at the back of the arm, hands and feet to center. We're going to rub the hands together, bringing heat into the palms and bringing more energy into those long fingers, like 6 inches longer than your own fingers. And we're going to just penetrate through the head, through the scalp, and then we're going to pull out right below the collarbones. So we're now just clearing the mind, removing stagnation from the mind, the brain, the sinuses, and also just letting any fatigue in the face, all our wrinkles, we're just going to vacuum them right out into the palms of the hands. Just clearing all that energy that we hold in our faces, presenting to the world Just coming back to our real selves. Brighter already. Okay, and 3 more times here. Great. Shake it out. All right, so we're going to come into the full, well, I like to do the old man first before we get into the deeper inner radiance sequence. So, because it's just, as y'all know, it's one of my favorite exercises. So we're going to inhale up and we're going to exhale down the sound ah-oh. Oh. That's right. Inhale up. Oh. 3 times. Oh. Inhale, hands to the shoulders, bend at the waist, and make the sound shh. And scissor back and forth, clearing, cutting the cords, clearing those outside weighty fields, pressing all the air out with the belly, and then we'll inhale up and repeat. Allowing the sound to really resonate in your body. Sound helps to break up any stagnation. Down to the shoulders and scissor back and forth, moving the arms vigorously from the back. Letting the head be heavy, the neck is long, and then inhaling up when you run out of air. I'm going to do 3 more rounds. Last round. And then staying bent forward, letting the head be heavy, really release the neck. Take a couple of breaths here. Exhaling through the mouth. Releasing the spine. And then bending the knees and allow the torso to drape over the tops of the thighs, and then cupping the opposite elbows with the palms. And breathe into the sacrum, a beautiful waterfall of white light, and it's going to come downwards out the crown of the head. Take 2 more breaths here. And releasing the hands to the floor. We're going to roll up slowly, consciously breathing into the space between the vertebrae. Feeling yourself just unfurl. Rolling the shoulders open. Lifting the head. And then coming into some neck rolls. So inhaling the head backwards. And imagine like somebody's behind you supporting your head so you're not crunching the neck. And exhaling forward. And just releasing any stagnation by breathing into those little crunchies in there. And change directions whenever you feel ready. And then bringing the head back up to center. And take a sip of water or tea if you'd like, and we'll get going. We'll begin with the first exercise, which is called rotating the sun and moon. And this is the lung clearing exercise. We often like to clear the lungs first, because once we have the lungs clear, we can bring more chi into all the other exercises. So really bringing that life force energy in. And there are 3 ways that we can really get chi into our bodies. And one is the breath, and one is the food that we eat, and the other one is our Qigong practice. So this actually can bring more energy and life force into us, but we really need to remove anything that's keeping us from getting that breath, that's getting more chi into our body. So we're going to make our energy fingers long, and we're going to stick them through the back of the body. Like fingers are going to be coming out the back, and we're going to just breathe naturally, lifting the chest, pressing into the feet, and rippling up. We're really using that ripple to open the front of the spine, squeezing the shoulder blades, not too tightly, but just really allowing the back of the body to close as the front body opens. And as we're rotating, moving the fingers all around the chest area, clearing out the lungs, we're vacuuming anything in the lungs into those palms. And then we're going to pull out when you feel like your hands are full of whatever's trapped in the lungs energetically. We're going to pull out right at those long points below the collarbones. Get rid of that stuff. And then we'll gather in a white light and repeat. We'll just continue to clear. So really using the power of your mind to visualize that the palms are vacuuming that stuff that the fingers are stirring up. So we're using the fingers to loosen any little energetic blockages. And as we do this, the body is going to be following in its own process by increasing the amount of circulation and lymph that moves in these areas. So we're physically creating a pathway for our body's own self-healing as we move the chi. And filling all that stagnation into the palms, and pull out and release. Fill with white light. So we'll do this for another 1.5 minutes. So just falling into your own timing, really feeling like really dropping into the visualization, the intention of pulling whatever may be in there, toxins or smoke or little particles, pollen, maybe old phlegm, who knows what's in there. But all we need to feel is that we're vacuuming out this sticky grayish. That's what the stagnation looks like. It's like blech. So and then we're going to remove it from the body, give it to the earth, the compost, fill the space immediately left behind with the light. Also clearing the breast tissue here, keeping it free of stagnation. Good. And one more round of clearing. You've gathered all that old stuff into the palms, pull it out of the body, release it, shake off the hands. And now we're going to fill the lung space with even more white light. We're going to really gather huge armfuls of this white light, and then we're going to bring the hands and shoulders towards each other, so we're coming the opposite direction. And now we're going to be opening these Laogong to be emitting light. So as before they were gathering the stagnation, now they're emitting light. The light is coming from through the crown of the head and down the arms and out the palms. So it's like coming up from the soles of the feet. So it's all just coalescing as we fill the lungs. Just imagining them glowing white. White is the color of the lungs. They're the element metal. So we're using the lungs' natural color to rehabilitate, to regenerate. And so just really using that power of your imagination, seeing with your inner eye that lungs are filling with the white light, just like two big giant balloons filling up with white light. Pouring more and more, opening those palms, emitting the light. So another 20 seconds. And then we're going to stabilize the chi here, placing one hand over the other, right over the energetic heart. Close the eyes just for a moment and visualize all that light penetrating deep into the cell tissue of the lungs. Seeing even like at them, like you could go in with a little microscope in your mind and see that each cell is opening, receiving the white light. The cells are getting full and happy, filled. You sense all that light's absorbed. Then we can just, anything that's left over, we can just pull it down to the lower dantian for later usage. Okay, brilliant. Now I'm going to rub the hands together and go along to the next exercise. And this one's called cloud hands. So step a little bit wider. And then we're going to create a ball of golden light. One hand is right at the collarbones, the other one right at the pelvic bone. And we're going to follow the top elbow. We're going to shift the weight to the side, pull this golden ball across the body, turn it 180 degrees, and then we're going to come across the other side. Shift the weight to that side. And so as we're shifting the weight, we're keeping our knees straight forward and we're turning the torso. So I'm creating this crease as I turn. It's a squeeze and release action in the lymph nodes in the groin. So this is partially also a lymph cleanser. We have quite a few exercises where we do this because it really helps to pump the lymph and the chi through the body. But the primary purpose of this particular very ancient exercise is to balance the right and the left halves of the brain, as well as to energize all of the organs in the torso, because you're imagining this golden light ball going through the back of the body. Okay, we're going to do this for a minute and a half. Just kind of drop into your own meditative practice as you become more and more familiar with the movement. Imagine that you're underwater, going in slow motion. This just really helps you to be super present as you're moving, letting the breath be natural. And for the last 20 seconds, see how really slow you can go. Really focusing on like those micro movements and seeing that ball of light moving through your entire torso. Keeping the breath going. And then we'll do once more to each side. And then bring the hands back to the center line of the body, 2 hands together, and they're both going to drop down to the waistline. When we come to the next exercise, which is a kidney chi exercise. So kidneys being the water element, imagine you're in a pool of water and you're going to skim your hands over the top of the water. You're going to pull that water energy right into one of your kidneys in the back, and then exhale, cleansing that kidney, and then pull the water energy to the other kidney on the other side, inhaling and exhale, clean that kidney, pushing out the old energy. Again, seeing it like a dark gray cloud, leaving this part of the back of your body, pushing out fatigue, pushing out any stress that may be in there, because the adrenal glands are located right on top of the kidneys. So we're clearing out stress, overwork, dehydration, any of those aspects of the kidneys that cause the kidneys to not absorb all the chi. And the kidneys are like our battery packs. That's where we store our Jing, which is our long time force energy. It's like compressed chi. So we're born with a certain amount of this chi in the kidneys, but we can also cultivate it through our practice. So this is always considered a really important exercise, specifically to focus on the kidneys, to give ourselves this life force energy. And we're also enhancing our free will abilities, so our zhi, it's called. And the zhi is the concept of being able to follow through. We have a desire from our heart, and the zhi is what we use to keep doing the steps, to keep making it happen, not to give up on our dreams. So we're really enhancing that part of our lives, pulling in everything that we need to keep going. I'll do this for 45 more seconds. So again, just really focusing on, now you can add in the color if you like. The color of the kidneys is like a dark blue, almost a black color. So we're bringing in the water energy and that dark blue light to see your kidneys filled with that light. Looking good. Okay, so once more to each side. And then bring the hands around to the front. And just take a quick break, just shake it out a little bit. Walk around. How you doing? Good. All right. Good. About you, Allison?
Oh, it's a good thing we can do too.
I know. I know. Never wasted practice.
No, no.
Okay, so now we're going to move to cleansing the 3 treasures. The 3 treasures are the lower, the middle, and the upper dantian. So we'll begin with the upper dantian, and then we use the sound once again to purge, to clean these energy centers, which are like the lakes of our body. So the first one was we clear the head, we're gonna allow our energy fingers to come through the crown of the head. We're gonna crack open the crown and we're gonna use the sound to push out the heat, steam, and toxins from the upper dantian. It's just gonna release and dissolve into the air. And we use the sound Om. So we do the Om and then we close the lips and you get that vibration just clear and clean. All right, here we go. Inhale. Bring down. Om. 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 Last time. Om. Then we're just going to seal portal that we created here. Then we can come down to clear the middle dantian and make our energy fingers long, dip them through the back of the body, cracking open the rib cage. The sound Har is going to excite any stagnation in this dantian, and we're going to push it out the front. Heat, steam, and toxins are going to leave. And on the breath of the Har, so inhale. And three more. Last one. Seal here. Right, coming down to the lower dantian. Imagine the energy fingers come all the way up to the solar plexus. They're going to release any stagnation in this whole lower part of the body, anything digestive, bladder, reproductive organs, and it's going to go downwards into the earth. And we use the sound Cream. We'll pick a low tone and really just break it all up. Down here with the sound. So inhale up and open. Three more. Last one. And seal this portal down here. All right, shake your feet. Good job. Okay. Now we've cleared out those energy centers. We're going to fill them with new chi. And this exercise is called Dragon Blaze with Pearl. So the dragon, of course, in Chinese culture is a symbol of power and regeneration, magic. So imagine what your dragon looks like. Imagine your inner dragon. And tap into that energy of that dragon, your wings, and your claws, and okay, so we're gonna create this energy ball. We begin with the lower dantian and make it about the size of a baseball. And you're gonna imagine an identical ball that's inside the lower dantian. So as we move this ball, we're bringing more chi into it. And this ball is also growing larger. And so I'm shifting the weight here, and you can move your hands however you like. It's the movement is just to pull more chi and to make this ball bigger and brighter. And mirroring it, the inside ball will also get bigger and brighter. So we want to grow it to about the size of like a basketball. So that's what we're headed for. So you're just really picturing this energy ball, and each turn you're bringing more chi into it, just like you're rolling a snowball down a hill, and it's just gathering more and more chi, golden chi. So we're using the earth energy, the gold color, very grounding and renewing, and getting bigger and bigger, denser and brighter. Visualizing the inner ball also right in the very middle of the pelvic bowl, growing larger. Hands. Ball looks like it's getting to be about the right size. So once we reach that size where it's really filling the whole pelvic bowl area, we're going to condense this ball. Now we're going to squish it and compress it, making it very, very bright and dense. We're going to condense it down to the size of a real pearl. That's squishing, condensing. And the inner ball is also coming down to the size of the pearl. And once we reach that size, we're going to move both of these pearls up the Taiji fold, the center line of the body, to the heart. And then we're going to go back to the baseball size, and we're going to be filling the middle dantian. So we're also filling the whole chest section over time. As we grow this outside ball, the inside ball is growing. And again, the chi is coming from everywhere. So it's coming out the palms of the hands. We're pulling it from the ambient chi. It's coming up the soles of the feet. So in all these different ways, we're increasing the level of chi now in the second dantian, the emotional center. So this exercise really helps to create more stable emotions, also to be enhancing the virtues, the integrity, the trust, the wisdom, compassion, and order of our lives as we fill this whole area. Breathing. They get in there. Seeing that big, beautiful, bright sign in the middle of the chest. Okay. We're going to condense this ball down, squishing it down to the size of a pearl. And once we have the pearl, we're going to bring it up to the upper dantian. So also in the very middle of the head, that little tiny pearl is now going to expand. It's hard on your arms, so feel free to take a break and just drop them, because it can be sometimes much. But we don't spend as long up here because most of our heads are already big enough. So we just want to round it out a little bit. Just in case there's a big dent up there or something. We're just going to fill it out. So the whole head is going to be filled with this golden, beautiful, grounding chi. So a few more turns up here. And then we're going to condense this ball. See that pearl in the middle of the head as well. Bring it down the Taiji pole, back to the heart. Just for a few turns as we bridge the head and the heart. And then squish it back down and back down to lower dantian, bringing the head and the heart together with the body, connecting these three lakes. Excellent. And now we're going to bring it, squish it back down to the pearl, that very bright pearl. And we're going to take that pearl and we're going to place it right on the sacrum. We're going to come into a bow stance. So just see that pearl, it's right there. And we're going to move that pearl as we inhale. I'm going to move the pearl up the spine. Use our hands to conduct and bring the hands up and the pearl up to the top of the head and then down the front line of the body all the way to the perineum. And then we're going to inhale. So we're going to circulate this pearl. This is an exercise designed to strengthen the microcosmic orbit, which is a natural cycle of energy that runs in the body. And that has this pathway from the perineum up to the crown of the head. So inhaling up and exhaling forward. And as you feel more comfortable with visualization of that pearl, you could also begin to ripple the spine. This just helps it being a little more strong, but also gives us that flexibility in the spine. That is so important for our overall health. And we'll do 3 more here on the side. Inhaling and exhaling. Bringing the hands up overhead. I'm going to turn to the other side and we're going to do the same on this side just to balance. Inhaling up and exhaling forward. And 3 more times on this side. Hands up over the head. Turn back to the first side. And now we're going to reverse the direction. So we're going to come and we're going to scoop chi. This is the last exercise in this series. Here's where we really fill our Wei Qi fields, our 3 Wei Qi fields that extend about 6 feet around the body. And we're scooping up with giant wide paddles for hands. All this beautiful gold light, and we're just showering it into ourselves, strengthening our fields, strengthening everything that's in our entire system as we release that light from the palms. We inhale forward and exhale, release the light. And imagine your Wei Qi fields growing brighter and brighter. Wei Qi means protective, the protective energy. So we're really enhancing our ability to have anything that's not in vibrational match with ourselves just bounce off outside of us. So it doesn't even come in. We don't need it if it's negativity or anything out there that's feels invasive. We're just strengthening. 3 more times on this side. Let's bring the hands up overhead and turn back to this other side, and we'll finish here. Continuing to just enhance, strengthen, and revitalize ourselves. There's golden chi is everywhere. It's this energetic field that surrounds the whole earth. So we're just tapping right into it, scooping and putting it into our own bodies. And 3 more times on this side. And then bring the hands up overhead, turn back to center. Let the hands just drift down along the sides, and we'll seal in this chi with 3 pulling down the heavens. So inhaling up and bringing that heavenly light, the silvery light, in to meet all that gold light you just cultivated. Seeing that silver light come down the Tai Chi pole, the center line of the body, all the way down to the feet, and seeing that silver light spread outwards to mingle with the gold. So you have all the kinds of chi available now for your body to utilize for healing, the mind to feel inspired and balanced, and 3 more just to seal up your practice. That's time. Beautiful. Nice. So that's the Inner Radiance series. I haven't done that one in a long time, so that was really fun. And now everyone can get themselves together. We're going to do first just a little bit of breathing before we do the lying down meditation. So feel free to get any pillows, blankets, anything you might need. You're welcome to sit or lie down for the final meditation. But the idea is to just be as relaxed as possible so you really absorb all the chi. First, we'll do some breathing just to get super oxygenated. So we're going to do the box breathing today. And this is 7 count breath. That's in 4 parts. 7 count inhale, 7 count hold the breath in, 7 count exhale, and 7 count hold the breath out. And I invite you to just follow your own timing. So you can count your own 7, whatever feels right for your body. And that may change, it may grow longer and deeper as we move along. And we'll do this for 3 minutes. And the hands can be either on the knees in the Gyan Mudra, or they can be in the lap, nestled one palm into the other, and the tips of the thumbs touching. Okay, so and here we go. We're going to inhale. You can have the eyes closed if you like. They can focus towards the 3rd eye point. When you hold the breath in, you can slightly squeeze the perineum together and slightly drop the head to retain the chi, both in the inhale hold and the exhale hold. And then finish the round you're on and do one more complete round to finish with the exhale. And then whenever you feel ready, you can come to the lying down position you choose. And allow knees to slightly fall open. Like the hands can be to the side of the body with the palms open in receiving position, or they can be placed one over the other over the belly if you're feeling depleted today. And just feeling your body held in the nurturing earth energy like a golden, fluffy cloud. Now imagine yourself as you walk down a beautiful pathway, an early summer morning, and the grass is dewy, the air is fresh, there's birds singing, and you're walking under tall, ancient trees. You feel deeply at peace with yourself. You feel everything just slowing down. Feel your breath slow down, your heart rate slow down. You're opening your inner ears. You feel free in your body, at peace in your heart. As you wander under these tall trees, feeling their ancient wisdom, and feeling beneath you how the tree roots are all connected to one another, communicating, sharing information. And your own roots can now drop out of your feet into the earth, even though you're moving deeply connected towards the center of the earth. And you feel your own roots spread sideways and mingle with the energy of the tree roots. And you begin to sense how you two are connected to all things in nature at all times. If we only slow down enough and listen. And as you continue up ahead on the path, you see off to the left a small clearing in the woods. And in the very middle of the clearing, there's a bubbling spring surrounded by old stones, mossy. And you go towards the spring and you see there's a wide flat stone that you can easily sit upon and look into the pool of water that's formed by the spring. And your roots underneath can feel how the roots of the spring are also bubbling up through the earth. And as you sense the energy of that water as it's moving freely, you sense your own chi also moving freely up through the roots of your feet. In fact, you start to feel your toes spiral open and beginning to pull in the golden earth energy through the toes, through your roots, and that thick golden chi, just as the water moves up through the earth, that chi is flowing up through your legs. Two thick golden columns like lava flowing up your legs, through your ankles, through your knees, through the thighs, and flowing through the hip joints into the pelvic bowl, and filling the pelvic bowl with that thick golden energy pouring in. And that level of chi in the bowl is beginning to rise. And at the same time, your hands stretch down to touch the stone beneath you, and the tips of your fingers spiral open and like straws begin to pull in the golden earth energy through the fingers to pool into the palms of the hands. And that thick golden chi begins to flow upwards, just like the sap of the trees, through your wrists and forearms, through your elbow joints. As this thick chi is moving through, it's healing, it's moving, slowly creeping up now through your upper arms and into the shoulders. Those two golden columns of chi are flowing across the collarbones and meeting right beneath the throat to join together to flow downwards through the center line of the body to meet the other two streams flowing through your feet, pouring into the lower dantian. Now you have these 4 streams of thick golden energy flowing in and filling the pelvic bowl. And the level of the pelvic bowl is rising and rising, getting fuller and fuller, almost up to the solar plexus. Just as it reaches that rim of the bowl, as that golden chi is about to spill over, right in that moment, it turns into a golden mist. And the golden mist is rising up through you and it's flowing down your arms. And it's flowing into your Wei Chi fields around you. And those 4 streams of chi are continuing to flow in through your limbs, filling the pelvic bowl, which is overflowing, and that overflow turns into the golden steam. And the steam is filling your Wei Chi fields even more densely. You begin to see yourself inside a snow globe of golden chi particles, so dense you can barely see outside of yourself. And at this point, stop the flow of the chi coming through the feet and hands and redirect your inner awareness to seeing that golden steam and how it's beginning to condense and settle along the surface of your skin in a thick layer. And as that golden chi particles begin to condense even more, it's going through the surface of the skin, penetrating deep in through the layers of skin, healing every molecule, healing every cell that it comes into contact with, strengthening the atomic bonds, eradicating free radicals, restoring balance to all the cells of your skin, of your whole body. And then as it sinks through those layers, goes into the layer of the fascia, the connective tissue that runs over all the major muscle groups of the body, one of the major transports of chi. And you see it going in, and those tiny little chi lights moving all the way up and down throughout your whole body, filling all of the fascia, and then sinking deeper into the muscles. And seeing how the muscles absorb this chi, all the muscle cells are absorbing and getting stronger and healing. And if there's any particular muscle areas that are sore or feeling weaker or compromised, use your mind to direct the chi, particularly to healing those areas. And now the chi is sinking even deeper into the bones, into the long bones of the arms and legs, into the spine, the skull, the rib cage, the shoulder blades, the pelvic bones, sinking deep into the bones and through the bones of the torso. All the organs are now beginning to fill with the particles of chi, the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, pancreas, the large intestine and small intestine, urinary bladder, reproductive organs. All the organs are being infused with the golden light. It's going in and healing the tissue of all the organs until you see them all glowing with light, and how the bones are becoming stronger and strengthened as that chi penetrates ever deeper into the bone tissue and all the way deep into the very marrow of the bones. As the bone tissue gets strengthened, reversing any osteoporosis, any areas of that may be feeling weaker. And as they go through, penetrating completely deeply to the deepest level of the bones into the marrow, it's strengthening also the production of the red blood cells and the white blood cells, until at last you see it's going deep also into your eyes, and your ears, and your nose, and your teeth, and your tongue, and deep into the brain, refreshing and healing the brain cells, all the way to the very middle of the head, until every part of you now is penetrated with the golden light. And scanning through, just like we did in the beginning of our session together, imagine any areas that you noticed in particular that felt compromised. They are especially filled with the golden chi until your whole being is fully lit up, fully glowing with light and healing and all the abundance of chi. Finally bringing your inner awareness to your heart center, tuning into your heart, tuning into your inner empress, and asking your heart if there's anything that it longs for you to pursue in your life. What does your heart need for today? For you to be reaching your highest potential, for you to be following your path. Allow your heart to speak to you as you open your inner ears. Bringing yourself back into your body by taking some deep breaths. Some long sighs, wiggling your fingers and toes. Taking your time. There's no rush. Turn your head from side to side, and whenever you feel ready, you can roll onto one side. Take a few breaths. Whenever you feel ready, you can come to seated position. Inhaling, bringing the hands up overhead, joining them together. Balancing that yin and yang as you bring the hands down through the center line of the head into the heart and bowing the head to the heart. And giving yourself some thanks for your practice today, for taking this time to nurture yourself at this deepest level. If you'd like to send some healing energy to someone today, someone who may just need a little burst of healing, picture the person sitting right in front of you. Take a deep breath into your hands, and you're going to exhale, you're going to blow golden light into that person's energy body. Watch them light up with that gift, and then feel how it comes right back to you like a wave back into your own heart. Give thanks for this ancient wisdom, these techniques to allow ourselves to reach our full potential. As we heal ourselves, loving ourselves ever more deeply, we may radiate out this love and healing, creativity, potential for the benefit of all beings. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's a pleasure to have you all. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye, Ariella, Kat.